Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, the only YouTuber that shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So guys, you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, also the notification icon so you can never miss an upload. I'm going to be posting some gameplay of me actually using the scheme. This is out of the New York Giants playbook, and it's going to be a mega scheme. It's going to be accessing two different formations with the same personnel and allowing you to run effectively with the ball, have a threat of the run, and then have basically a passing scheme to attack your opponent over the top. Now, one of the formations we're going to jump into is one of the most popular formations, or formation that a lot of people use online, is a single back deuce close. And basically we have the following audibles. We have the spacing switch, halfback dive, bench, and then the play action deep out. I like to swap out the dive play. I could leave the dive play, but I think the 0-1 trap is just a better run play because it actually will pick up a guy that likes to shoot gaps and really mess up his ability to shoot gaps when it comes to like inside zones. Play action deep out, I'm going to swap that out for one of the more OP plays, which is going to be a play action X post cross. So that's going to be the formation we're going to be able to access from this base play that we're going to use. It's going to be out of the gun tight Y off. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and take my tight end and put him in the slot position. Ideally, this is going to work best if you've got a fast tight end, someone that's going to have a little bit over 80, 85 speed. You know, so top of the end, a Darren Waller type player. Ingram is actually a really good guy to use for this scheme, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and use this out of the Giants playbook. Now, if you take a look at your audibles, we're pretty much going to leave pretty much everything the same. We've got wheel spot, we've got inside zone, flood drive, and then we have a play action go. I can leave flood drive because conceptually we're going to have a lot of the same things, but I just prefer to swap that out for this particular play, which is the red zone scissors. And the reason why is that running back route gets separation against man and zone coverages, and it just catches people off guard a little bit, so you can build around it. So we're going to go and swap that out. But other than that, those are going to be the three adjustments, very easy to make. Out of the huddle, we're going to call the following play, which is going to be the switch halfback drag, and then we're going to go from there. Now I'm going to run against basically cover three, or basically nickel defenses, random nickel defenses, and we're going to use open field reads. Now, what makes this figure play, this scheme great, is that I can audible to the next play over, which essentially is a single back deuce close. I can jump into an 0-1 trap real quick and then just use that as my running play that I can hit. So you can see that tackle actually aligned over the center, but I'm going to show you on how this is nice to have this in your back pocket. And I'm going to go and flip it to the opposite side, and now you can get yourself a huge run with the 0-1 trap. So if you got a guy that's running a lot of shooting the gap against you, you can easily jump into this 0-1 trap, and it just changes up what he's used to seeing. And you can flip that trap where it's going the opposite direction, and that's going to get give you an opportunity to go either off to the left or off to the right, depending on where his user's at. So another play is spacing switch, and this is how I like to run it. I make my progressions from left to right. I'm going to look at Shepherd and basically look off to the right from there. If I got single coverage, a lot of times what's going to happen is that route is going to be wide open, especially in floats, because that flat will pull that down. So we're going to go ahead and set this up once again. Watch for the single coverage. If it gets single coverage, I'm going to go and hit this little hitch route and just keep my opponent guessing. So if guys float up in zones, you just make your progression. So this guy actually floats up, and then I can either lowball that route right there, or if they're floating over the top, basically the one route with the running back will be wide open for you too. So hopefully we get a zone read and no match. Still match. But you can see how you can actually just keep hitting these hitches against your opponent, keeping them honest, because this is going to open up the next couple of plays against them. So here's your zones. Got these guys floating back in the zones, and you can hit this little running back route underneath the guys float up. So I'm going to be looking for the zones over here. and you can basically hit this. Now another thing you can do is you can do a wheel route, and the guy will kick out a little bit further. But a lot of times what's going to happen is the way this play's set up, that wheel route will basically be uncovered, and you really just want to try to work these little hitch routes and force your opponent to defend that. Now you can always jump in the bench. You can run bench stock if you want to, and just watch your underneath progression. But what's great about this particular play is that you've got these corner routes that actually get past the coverages, and you can get yourself a nice play if he's not playing any type of a deep coverage out there. So you can see right here, that's available for you. One of the things I like to do is I like to go ahead and throw a wheel underneath that to force my opponent to defend the inside. So I'll basically put a wheel route out here, and this kind of gives me just an easier read with the wheel route, and it's just another thing that he's got to be conscious of. So we're going to do the little wheel route like so, and you've got the out with another man read. Another way I like to run this play is the following. I'll go ahead and streak up my one guy and do a drag over here, and then I have a wheel on the back side, and this provides me like a fast levels concept that I can use against my opponent too. So that's just another fast way that you can set this up, and it's just very easy to set this up. I would say probably if I'm really going to attack my opponent with a wheel, I'm going to do the following adjustment. I'm going to put a wheel underneath this, and I'm going to streak up my tight end off the left, and this gives me basically a crosser off the back side that might not be covered. So you can see he was wide open, even I had to deal with a block shed. All right, so you have a wheel route and the crosser. Crosser is your hot read, especially if he's running a really aggressive man blitz like that. And Shepherd also can give you a big opportunity for a huge play if you get the single coverage. So, there's your one play touchdown opportunity depending on how the coverages are. So this is you can easily jump into this formation and have your spacing stick, your 0-1 trap, your bench concept, and the play action X post. So what makes this formation great is that you've got all these other plays that you're going to have at your disposal. Our base play essentially is going to be the switch wide receiver drag, and really I only make one adjustment for the most part. I might do some stuff on the backside, but for the most part I'm really focusing on the left side more than anything else. And I'm looking basically to Shepherd and basically Ingram off the left, and I'm trying to force my opponent to defend the flat. So I'm gonna just do one flat route with Shepherd. So you've got a drag. I'm gonna go ahead and put him on a flat route, and if nobody goes out to that flat, I'm gonna go and throw that immediately and pick up the easy yards. And I want my opponent to have to defend that flat and put someone out there. Now you can see there is a guy that's out there, but what's cool about this is that you've got basically that route that's right above it that you can complete. So even though the CPU made a great grab there, so I've got more of a man alignment, and against man coverage, this route actually gets really good separation, and actually you will get underneath it. So that's what I like about it. So once again, if nobody goes to the flat, I'm going to go and hit that and pick up the yards, because this is going to pretty much set up the rest of the scheme, is having your opponent to defend that stuff off to the left. Now, I want to show you basically the stuff off to the right too, is that you've got basically this little wing off to the right with the running back. And if you wanted to get a little bit more depth, for instance, if it's a third down situation, you can streak up your running back, and against zone coverages, a lot of times what's going to happen is basically that route by the running back against zone coverages will be wide open because the zones will be cleared out. So if you streak the guy up, if it's zone like so, see how the running back is wide open? You can pick up a good 5 or 6 yards. So it's nice to have in your back pocket against opponent in third down situations with this particular play, is just streaking this guy up. Galloway's route is kind of glitchy. I'm having some issues throwing the route like so. A lot of times the safeties will actually hit it, but in previous updates, I was able to hit that consistently for some big first downs and stuff, like so. Okay, so here we go. You can see that was a buzz 3. So if you look to that route, that's fine. You can actually hit that pretty effectively. So that's what I like about this. Is really, it's for me, this particular play is about establishing that smash concept off the left, hitting the flat, and then you've got your read over the top, and then you can come back to the other side with the other plays or with the other routes. So you just look at the corner route. It's going to be, you know, available for you. That was like some type of palms coverage because the guy fell up and then came down again, so he was trying to play that. But that's what I look at that particular play. Now we also have basically the red zone scissors, which is a good complement play to that to the other play, and basically we're going to run this thing stock. My first read is going to be the drag, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my progressions from the drag up. So if a defender plays a whole concept, or he's playing basically a spy, I'm going to go and look to the next route. So here's where this route is really cool, is that running back route just gets really crazy separation, and your opponent's not going to be used to defending that. But your fast read, your hot read is going to be this at drag underneath. Obviously, it's not something, if you got a guys doing a lot of heavy blitzing against you, it's not going to be something you want to jump into too much. But you've also got basically this dig route on the backside that you can use against your opponent. If people are floating up on coverages, you can hit the flat route off to the left with the tight end. But here's a route I've hit all the time, is that levels concept with the dig. So if he chases if you hit that drag underneath on multiple times, it's going to happen. He's going to open up that dig route on the backside, and that's going to essentially open things up for you. But you can see I can pick up, like, you know, 6 or 7 yards on a quick little drag route, and I'm quick snapping the play. Wheel spot is a play that you can make multiple adjustments with. This is a kind of adjustment I like to do, is I like to go and take this outside receiver and put him on a curl route, stock curl, because I like the depth, and he also gets a little bit further separation from Ingram. And I'm going to watch him as my primary read, and I'm going to go and throw that if nobody falls into his zone. So I want to attack my opponent in a place that he's not used to seeing, as we're attacking him off the left side. Now I'm going to go ahead and attack him off to the right. I wheel up the running back because I want him to get a little bit further out, further separation. And if I see the defenders float up to the stick route, I can go and hit that underneath route with the running back as a complement. Now, another thing I can do too is I can go ahead and put, with this play, I can put a little stick out here and do kind of like a similar concept like this. And what this does is it kind of gives a little bit more spacing for these stick concepts, because I've got that slant out there that it just makes it a little bit more challenging. If I want to try to open up the running back and catch my opponent over the middle of the field, I can streak up my tight end and do an out route with Holiday. Now my first read is going to be Ingram, because this is going to be my man read, because he's going to beat man coverage. And if it's man coverage, you can do that. If not, I can go ahead and get a big completion right over the middle of the field with my tight end with the streak. So we're going to set this up just like so. And you got this running back wheel route that you can actually complete. If you throw it fast enough, you make the read fast enough. So this kind of gives you just another way to attack your opponent. So right over the middle with a big streak. So if he starts playing the sidelines, you can hit him right over the middle with a streak and have him chase that tight end. That's going to be very annoying for him to do. So another concept. Quick out too, you can hit that too, just to keep your opponent honest. If you have a man read out there, that out that's actually inside the formation, that's actually closer to the line of scrimmage, you'll get a little bit better separation. And you can always check it down to that route with a low ball if everything seems locked up to you. So this keeps everything on the inside against your opponent. You're attacking the flats in the previous play, or on the 2 other previous plays, and now you're attacking people on the inside. And now we can go ahead and take the top off. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and block all my guys And I'm going to go ahead and put basically my running back on a stop and go. I'm going to drag up the shepherd to give myself a fast read. This is just a basic concept that we all see online. It's just a levels concept with a big deep ball over the top, and you can see you have your check down. Set this on up again. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a read over the middle of the field with the running back. Hopefully not get some heavy pressure like so. But you can see you can just check it down with that route right there. And I'm going to show you what's cool about this here. This concept is that you've got that big crosser with Ingram that against zone coverages, he just gets past the coverages. Now, the problem with it is that you have to wait a little bit longer for him to get the wide receiver up. So if the ball's not coming off clear, just put him on a standard streak. And basically what's going to happen is he'll actually get off the line a little bit quicker, and it'll give you a little bit more separation for that route. But there's your big touchdown opportunity, your big yardage, chunk yardage, and you're going to go off the sidelines. This is a good play to have in those type of situations. You know, it's actually kind of a really good play to use in a situation where you might need just a couple of yards and you just want to throw over the top and keep your opponent guessing. So guys, this is a mega scheme. I'll post some gameplay so you can see me using this mega scheme online on Draft Champions against fairly good opponents, and you can see how effective it is, and it just catches people off guard. So once again, guys, thank you for your support, and until next time.